as the Juggernaut brings back the Juggernaut Challenge since he's back here and going to the Monster Mania Arena for the Monster Mania 20th Anniversary Arena. I guess that's where we're going to be for tonight's episode. For the remainder of this extravaganza, you know, whenever you make a challenge like this gentleman did, goodness gracious, Cain Marko, aka the Juggernaut, one of the biggest human beings ever to exist inside the Marvel Universe. For those people who don't know, the Juggernaut is the half-brother of one Charles Xavier, who is the professor you guys know as the leader of the X-Men. If you guys ever wondered why it is that Cain Marko wears that big helmet over his head, it is not because he likes the fashion statement or he's a fan of Lord Raiden from Mortal Kombat. He wears it to protect him from the rays of his brother, Charles Xavier, as it's believed that Xavier cannot puncture that helmet and he cannot read the mind of his half-brother Cain Marko, aka Juggernaut. And here comes three young men who have risen to the top. And of course, whenever you make an open challenge like the Juggernaut did, you got to understand what you're doing. You're giving, oh my, talk about explosive, Joey, along with his younger brothers, Matthew on the left and Andy on the right. Matthew Lawrence showing his love for the Ninja Turtles, apparently. Andy Lawrence looks like he's loving the outdoors, as the Lawrence brothers, hailing from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, not too far away here from Baltimore, which is where we are for the Monster Mania here, as Joey Lawrence and his younger brothers get ready to take on Juggernaut 3-on-1. And could you imagine what would happen if Juggernaut somehow is able to win here? I mean, seriously. 3-on-1, I have to say I like the chances of the Brotherly Love podcast. Juggernaut, whenever he makes these open challenges, you got to realize it's a different time than it was when he first was here. As Joey Lawrence, out of the gate, the eldest of the Lawrence brothers, starting things off with a huge stunner out of nowhere. Make it 2. This could be over before it begins. Joey Lawrence, you know, all honesty, if I'm Joey Lawrence, I probably want to be in there as much as I could, because I don't know if I would want to give the Juggernaut time to get up, as Andy Lawrence is now in there. He's the youngest of the Lawrence brothers. Oh, and Juggernaut caught his foot, and this is going to be bad news. Oh, brutal. That's like getting hit with a tree trunk. And everything the Juggernaut's going to do is going to be just striking and power, and it's not going to be fun at all. He only knows one mode, folks. That's forward. And Juggernaut now with Andy on his shoulders. Big discus right hands. Yes, in case you didn't hear, Cain Marko is Canadian. Oh, Andy. Oh, Andy crashes and burns. Oh, and the Juggernaut just nailed him with the stairs. Those are made of, those are brick, folks. Those are concrete. Juggernaut moved it like it was a toy, as Andy Lawrence sends Juggernaut into the barricade, and he nailed him with it. Good for Andy. Andy getting down here in Maryland. Brainbuster. I don't know what effect that had on the Juggernaut, if any. Oh, look at that kick. The power of that kick just sent Andy Lawrence flying almost 15 feet. Just everything that Cain Marko is going to do, Juggernaut's going to do, is just going to be more and more power. And he sends him into the barricade. As you can tell, there's no countouts, folks. Oh, knee to the face. Andy Lawrence has been knocked senseless, courtesy of the Juggernaut. Uh-oh, now he's got his tensions on the other... Oh my! And that is something that a person Juggernaut's size shouldn't be able to do, and he just took out both Lawrence brothers. And Andy now, he realizes both of his older brothers are no longer available to help him. Hip toss there by the mighty Juggernaut. Andy's by himself. And Juggernaut now living up to the name, and Andy's sent to the corner. Going to the outside now. Juggernaut taking his time here in this Juggernaut challenge. He used to do these way back in the day when Juggernaut was here on a regular basis, make an open challenge to anyone who thought that they could man up to the Juggernaut. Of course, that's where we would see the debut of Hall of Famer Brock Brown, who stepped up to Juggernaut and really threw him loopy. Got to wonder why the Juggernaut's not in the Hall of Fame, but also Juggernaut not complaining that he's not in the Hall of Fame either, like some other people, not to say any names, Bane and Doomsday, the World's End. As Juggernaut now, this is just scary that he should not be up there, that guy that size, and he thought twice of it. Fans here seem to be really enjoying the Juggernaut here, but also could be the courage. Oh, he missed. Andy luckily able to move out of the way, and that's one of the plus sides of being smaller than larger Juggernaut. Oh my goodness! How about that? The Juggernaut can't withstand the Lawrence brothers, who continue on their winning ways. And, you know, again, 3-on-1 is tough for anybody, but the Juggernaut really should be careful when he makes these challenges to who's going to follow up. So Joey, Andy, and Matt Lawrence with a huge feather in their cap as they have toppled the mighty Juggernaut in the Juggernaut Challenge for tonight. Game on indeed. All right, folks, we're going to start having our little mini MMA tournament to decide the number one contenders for the BA MMA Grand Prix Tag Team titles. Stick around.